Yeah, Bard's not the only one who can play the pipes, and neither is Nautilus in the jungle. We've been seeing a lot of usage.
Effect, you know, it's not a Sheen item, not a Sheen item, so.
You gotta be careful with what names you use for stuff when everything's got a keyword nowadays. As the slows are coming in, they're looking for Smash. He doesn't have his flash.
Too.
And Pyosik is here.
There Lucid
is, but Lucid pops out of the bush. And Pyosik is pretty late, actually, to the party, as First Blood will go over to Rakan. Smash should be in some trouble here as the drag will get the kill, but now Pyosik might go down as the TP is coming in, and Showmaker says, give me that kill right now. And they will do exactly that. Definitely the smart thing to do. And that's going to be 2 for 1 here in favor of Dplus Kia.
And they can actually send Smash mid. Matchup, it's a little bit tougher to do so. And now we're seeing Pyosik come down to the bottom lane here, but look where the lane is set up. It's very difficult to actually dive. He is going to be unseen, it looks like here. But, I mean, it's a Rakan. And Smash has flash, and he's basically under turret. So he's just going to chill here while Lucid's like, all right, grubbing it up. He's still waiting. Small wronging.
Playing the long game here, as eventually they're going to get this combo done on the Career. Very nicely layered, as even able to interrupt with the Cataclysm is Pyosik. So they do get that kill down. As you mentioned, a lot of time spent, as now once again the 1v1 Shu is making Dudu's life hell.
You know, that kill from Showmaker on the bottom lane, but we haven't seen team fight Echo just yet. He still hasn't skilled his ultimate. He's waiting for that specific moment. And it might be coming up very soon.
Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble here. Look at this. Pyosik going for the follow-up gank as Duck Dom gets pretty low, and Lucid's like, well, sorry guys, I can't help you out. Double kill for Pyosik, this time showing up for the follow-up.
Showmaker didn't have teleport and did not have enough control to rotate over. It was a very quick call from Pyosik, who's been very decisive throughout this series.
Showing a lot of presence on the top side of the map.
Ooh, life caught.
Yeah, they're going to go in onto this one. The knockup comes in. They don't have a ton of damage, but eventually Life is going to have to do something as in goes Pyosik. The turnaround goes in on the Lucid. They finally get the flash out of the Braum. As we got a 1v1 up on the top side, 1v1 on the bottom side, as Smash is trying to just keep Duck Dom at bay, and he should be able to do that. It looks like Pyosik gets away with the flag and drag, but a lot worse for wear, as he is pretty low, and that just means Lucid gets the free objective.
Yeah, I mean, that was so non-committal for Dplus. They're like, all right, we caught Life by using basic abilities. Duck Dom tries to peel with his arrow, can't really get access in. They don't have control of the top side either. And finally, Life is just like, all right, I'm using my sums, I'm out of here. And that means a free Herald does go over, as you say. Closer can't really do anything here. You're going to look for a scatter as a consolation prize.
Well, you got Duck Dom trying to make things interesting into Career, but Career has a jump path out of there through Devaris.
We're on the map. You can see, like, in mid, there's a small modicum of control. And Showmaker plays this safe, scouts Pyosik, pushes him out.
Oh, they're just going to turn on the Life here in transition. He doesn't have any sums, as you talked about in the last fight, and that's just going to be given over to Smash. So, not sure exactly how they got caught there. It looks like he put down a control ward, and they just got jumped. So, got to be careful where you're walking with no sums Life. Otherwise, that will happen, and that's just going to mean kind of another just free objective given over to Dplus Kia.
Yeah, and Pyosik, I mean, he wanted to try to make something happen to Showmaker. He's unable to do so. Showmaker still has free reign down here. He's even going to commit his ult.
Yeah, just going in for the extra amount of harass, essentially. Trying to land that ult, just barely not able to.
I mean, look at the mid lane, too. Like, Duck Dom isn't there. He's using his arrow here to try to hit Showmaker. Not going to succeed. And now, like, they're going to basically lose a turret in the top side for free. I don't think he's too worried about it, as long as Career's got the bell at the ready.
Trying to get an angle here on a Life once again, who this time is Braum, and it does matter. As now the engage comes in, catches Toon as Career, it's beautiful, they get Duck Dom. As Career comes out of basically nowhere. I thought they knew he was there, but Career with the very quick engage was just too much for them to handle.
I thought this was going to be a fun game where Showmaker has a lot of fun with Echo, Valdez.
None of that.
The most fun part was when he had to press Control R and then press R and avoid Syndra's ult damage. And that was it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he practically could have been playing anything in this game. Let's the Lucid show.
And Pyosik just trying to stick around to defend the turret, was never going to be able to. And yeah, I guess he cleared the wave, but he also cleared his own health bar by sticking around, as Lucid had a big smile, Pyosik a big grimace after that one. And there really hasn't been a lot of, game-turning moments in this one.
Where to set up that CC chain, you can't team fight. You can't even exist on the map, really. As between Lucid and this engage from Career, can't even be near your mid-turret. We're too far away, I suppose. The engage is so real, it's so strong here.
Control that you have, and not allowing your opponents to play the game, and just suffocating them. Did a bit of damage there, okay. Smash is also going to be forced to flash away. As in comes Lucid, and in comes Career, and Life is like, well, I guess I'll try my best. There's the charm, as Duckdump's doing a lot of damage to him, but Career does get away, and now we got a TP coming in. Lucid has to go forward, as the ult is insane, pushes 2 back, and now Showmaker comes over, and Lucid is unkillable with the Sundered Sky, and now we see what a 5v5 looks like when everybody on DK comes on over. As Shiyu gets the angle, hits the needles on a closer who is playing Syndra into Echo and Gwen, the least fun you could ever have as a Syndra.
Yeah, this draft really just did not work out for DNS, and I think that was probably the back-breaking moment here in this game. They're not going to be able to kill the Nexus off of it, but they'll get Baron. They'll take this 8,000 gold lead and send it to the moon.
We got to see a little bit of burst out of the Echo in that fight that you were asking for, Wolf, and it was on to the Ashe, who didn't have flash and had like 30% health. But that 30% went away very quickly, actually all at once, to the Echo. And especially with the double flank coming in from the solo laners was really just impossible to deal with when you're playing Ashe, Syndra.
And you know what, Rakan, he's bandle piping. Just wanted to mention it.
Yeah, he's doing a little bandle piping. As the Cataclysm is going to stop Dudu from getting in, Showmaker is still playing Echo, and still not going to be punished there, as when becomes Lightning in on a closer, and he is down. And the follow-up with a change from max range from downtown. Smash going to hit it. And this is where DK just kind of turn into the Harlem Globetrotters, and they just begin to really make their opponents look silly. As in they go, Duckdom, they're sending everything in the kitchen sink beyond that one. As Life and Dudu, they did their best, but their best was definitely not enough. As the first game was 25 minutes, it looks like this one will be very slightly longer, but it's still just as dominant. As there you have it, Dplus Kia will be taking the 2-0 here tonight over the DN SOOPers.
Pick it up right where they left off at Kesbrook, up right where they left off against Bro. This team incredibly dominant, just like we saw at the beginning of 2025. A 4-0 start here.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.